So before we get to that red clump, we're going to make her 20 degrees to the left again. And see, maybe go on that side or go between there. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Where are we?
We're in Williston, Florida.
Williston, that's right.
And we're getting ready to depart to Natchitoches, Louisiana. We've got some weather to go through.
Yeah, we just had a nice $100 club sandwich. It's pretty good.
Way more than $100, by the way.
True. So we got a short little trip, or actually pretty long trip, about 3 hours, 20 minutes flight up to our first destination, dropping a friend off, and then we're headed over to Texarkana again. We were just there a couple months ago. This should be an exciting flight with the weather. So we're either dealing with weather, water, with some cold temperatures, so maybe some ice, or we're dealing with some very strong headwinds. Of course, we're dealing with the strong headwinds no matter where we are, right?
Yep, so the question today is how low can we go to get below some of the headwinds, but stay out of the icing conditions. So we'll file for 8,000, we'll see how that goes, and we may have to climb up to get above some of the weather and get into stronger headwinds. Got Unicom here, Jacksonville approach is ready to call. Got the autopilot set up to climb up to about 4,000 feet. And we got full fuel, so we're carrying what, 238 gallons, 234 gallons? 237 usable. Now Williston traffic, Piper Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo. Be departing runway 23 and we'll be departing the pattern to the northwest. Alright, air conditioner's off, fuel pump's on, lights on. We'll use 15 degrees of flaps, mixture's rich, props forward, cow flaps open, fuel's on inboard tank, controls free and clear. All good back there, Scott?
All good.
All the gauges in the green?
Green.
Williston traffic, Piper Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo, departing the pattern to the northwest. Jacksonville approach, Piper Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo.
November 476 Alpha Bravo, Jax.
Good afternoon, sir. 6 Alpha Bravo just departed Williston, looking for an IFR to Indigo Echo Romeo Airport.
November 6 Alpha Bravo, squawk 6235.
6235, 6 Alpha Bravo.
Guy with 3725, so maintain 2,000. Advising you have Gainesville off, coming up off 3 o'clock, 6 miles.
Big knob, little knob to turn down. Big knob.
November 6 Alpha Bravo, radar contact. 3 miles west-northwest of Williston Airport, cleared to Indio Echo Romeo Airport. As filed, climb maintain 8,000 and verify now you're coming through 1.6.
6 Alpha Bravo is going through 1.6, cleared to KIER as filed, leaving now 1.7 for 8,000, 6 Alpha Bravo.
6 Alpha Bravo, readback is correct. Altimeter 3005.
3005, 6 Alpha Bravo.
Guy with 3725, third visual approach, runway 29.
I have a little bumps here, Scott, and we go through this layer.
Not a problem.
You want, I can actually turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Should show up here.
No smoking.
Yeah, no smoking.
16.7 down to 11,000 flow call.
So we got a unique little file. Normally we try to cut through this little edge right here. Of course, for some reason I'm not loading all the way up, but probably trying to decide between ADS-B and cell service, but we normally try to cut through here, but with the weather, we decided we would go a little bit higher up to try and get around with some of that.
On the north side.
Oh, we can see it over.
Well, here we can put it on this page, that's probably the best. So instead of trying to sneak through the little corridor here, where we don't have much room to navigate if the weather gets bad, we're going to go on the north side of all that. That way, if we need to deviate north, we can. It looks like the weather's better up to the north. And then once we're out to Sims intersection Mobile, then we can basically go straight through.
So just a little extra flight planning this time. Visually, we're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, this stuff here I don't see on the horizon, so
yeah,
it may be below us.
Maybe below us. But that stuff that we get a little bit further up, and that's the cold front coming through. It's going to bring some nice cool temperatures to Florida. About time we get home. Of course, the tailwinds will be died down on the way home, won't they?
Probably switch around.
Oh, hopefully it'll be an interesting flight.
Alright, 476 Alpha Bravo, 12 o'clock, 25 miles, scattered areas, heavy extreme precip, 15 deviated by.
6 Alpha Bravo, appreciate your help.
So we've got ForeFlight running over there on the iPhone, and we got a GARMIN pilot running here. GARMIN pilot seems to do a couple things that the ForeFlight doesn't, like arrivals, or it makes it easier to do them. But it's really laggy on this iPad, and I think it's just because the iPad's old. But we don't have ForeFlight on the iPad to compare it, and we don't have ForeFlight on the iPhone to compare which one works better. So that's the most we can give you on the information that we got about the GARMIN pilot. But we get subscriptions free with that, because you have to keep that updated, and they give you a free subscription to Pilot with the subscription to keep that updated.
Looks like it should get us above most of these build-ups once we get pop out on the other side of this one. Hopefully Scott doesn't bring his ham club back up.
He had turkey.
Turkey.
I think we've...
1733.
Hope you're right at the tops.
From your 9 to 3 o'clock, 20 plus miles in deviated.
So far, no headwind, but it's not going to last.
Well,
doesn't look like it's very high stuff. I mean, I see some stuff higher, but what do you think? Go up to 10 maybe for now? Or just make our way through it? How you feeling, Scott?
Good. Whatever you guys want to do.
10, keep you from dodging.
4165 Mike Alpha, contact Jacksonville Center on 125.37. Have a great day.
125.37, 16 Mike Alpha, you too.
Piper Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo. I'd like to request 10,000. Looks like it should get us above some of these buildups.
Who's requesting 10,000?
Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo.
For 476 Alpha Bravo, Roger, climb, maintain 10,000.
Up to 10,000. Appreciate your help, 6 Alpha Bravo.
Now 10's still not going to get us above everything.
Nope. Got to the right. Try to go
around it.
And Navajo 6 Alpha Bravo, like deviate right of course for weather.
Air 6 Alpha Bravo, deviation is up to 20 degrees right of course approved, and 181 course is advised.
6 Alpha Bravo up to 20 approved, we'll advise when we're on course.
Sneak around the backside here.
Jack, bearing 721, let me tank us 9,000.
So we may have some bumps for the next 10, 15 miles.
It's only four minutes or so. So before we get to that red clump, we're going to make our 20 degrees to the left again. And then see, maybe go on that side or go between there. Really just rain, no, not the turbulence isn't that bad.
No, not yet. So far, so good.
Whiskey Charlie, radio check, out of here. Number 6 Alpha Bravo, contact Tallahassee approach 135.8, good day.
135.8, thank you, 6 Alpha Bravo. And Tallahassee approach, Piper Navajo 476, Alpha Bravo is with you, 1010,000, requesting deviations left and right as needed.
476 Alpha Bravo, Tallahassee approach, Tallahassee altimeter 3002, when able, proceed direct defund.
3002, when able, direct defund, 6 Alpha Bravo, thanks.
We're almost direct defund right now.
We're on GPS steering right now. But I mean, right now that looks like that was it for now.
For now, till we get further up, further away.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
Was that okay, Scott?
All good?
Now we're kind of right in the bottoms of this layer, aren't we?
So now the temperature's going to start dropping. We're at 39.
Actually, that was pretty stable. Just
Yeah, it's not that much turbulence in it, just rain. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
mostly scattered stuff now until we get up past Crestview, I guess.
39 Romeo, with the level 10,000 deviating to the right.
Yeah, it looks like Crestview, it starts happening again. So we just passed Tyndall. We're picking our way through this weather that we got to fight with for the next, I don't know, 8 or 10 minutes, and then we get a clearing for a little while, and then we got some more after that.
Number 6 Alpha Bravo, contact approach 125.1, advise them if you need any deviation.
125.1, thank you very much for the help today, 6 Alpha Bravo.
No problem, sir.
A little turbulence.
Approach, rapid 68 request.
To the right a little bit, maybe?
Maybe a little bit to the right.
Hello, approach, Piper Navajo 476, Alpha Bravo, level 8,000. Looks like you may want to deviate a little right of course.
Piper 476 Alpha Bravo, you're going to approach the Crestview altimeter 3015. Deviations for weather are approved. Let me know when you're back on course.
3015 will advise. Appreciate your help, 6 Alpha Bravo.
Rapid 68, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descent 6,000, rapid 68.
Still 45 degrees. Little moisture in the air. And a little turbulence, but
Count 437 miles south of Duke, you can contact Duke.
so far we're picking our way through it pretty nice. Did descend down to 8,000 to get through the military airspace. Kind of put us in the layer, but it's kind of all around anyway, so.
Keeps us below the icing though, 44 degrees outside, so.
Yeah.
And Navajo 6 Alpha Bravo's direct defund now, continuous light to moderate turbulence.
Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo, roger. You said light to moderate turbulence at 8,000 present position.
Affirmative, 6 Alpha Bravo. Just passed over Mobile.
Yeah, and we're right in the thick of what was considered the really cold area. We did descend down to 6,000 because our weather reports were telling us the wind was less down there, the headwind was. Of course, we're not seeing that. Ride did smooth up a little bit, and it was warmer. We're 42 degrees at 9 or 8 where we were. It was going to be a little bit colder, so we said if we try it out, it's been a little bit smoother. We got about 20 more miles, and then we should be out of this stuff. So far, though, the what we went through earlier was the
Alpha Bravo area of moderate precipitation. You're 12 o'clock in, 12 miles, moving northeastbound, 7 miles in diameter.
6 Alpha Bravo, thank you. We're just not seeing that here.
yeah.
6 Alpha Bravo, contact Gulf approach 127.5,
127.5, thanks for the help today, 6 Alpha Bravo. Hello, Gulfport approach, Piper Navajo 476, Alpha Bravo, level 6,000.
Navajo 476 Alpha Bravo, Gulfport approach, Gulfport altimeter 3018.
3018, 6 Alpha Bravo.
So, I mean, I don't...
Bravo, verify your level 6,000.
Affirmative, level 6,000, 476 Alpha Bravo.
So, unless something's lying to us, or the next 20 miles gets worse.
Well, it's starting to show a little bit here, but
Yeah.
well, that would show maybe more to the left.
We got a little bit more fighting to do. Then it'll just be cold. So we went from what, 80 degree day, and when we land it's going to be a 32 degree day?
85 in the car when I got to the airport. I had shorts and a t-shirt on, soaking wet with sweat earlier this morning.
Yeah, we'll be putting jackets on and freezing. I mean, My visual radar is saying that
if anything, maybe just a hair to the left, but...
On country 8133, turn left heading 050. 7 at correction 6 Alpha Bravo, area of moderate precipitation starting 12 o'clock, 4 miles in diameter.
6 Alpha Bravo, we're looking at it. How about a few degrees to the left of course?
Number 6 Alpha Bravo, deviations left of course are approved when able to direct Alexandria and advise.
Deviation left approved, we'll let you know we're direct Alexandria, 6 Alpha Bravo. I just don't see it.
I don't either.
And Navajo 6 Alpha Bravo is direct Alexandria now. I think most of that precipitation is below us.
6 Alpha Bravo, roger.
And light to moderate, continuous light to moderate turbulence for a while. Thing handles the turbulence pretty good though.
Yeah, a couple of guys were asking what it was like to fly this plane.
No, I mean, I don't know how you describe it.
I don't know.
Compared to the Seneca, we would have been bounced around a lot more.
Kind of like riding a Suburban.
Yeah.
Not the fastest thing on the planet, but pretty stable. It's got pretty good with the vortex generators and stuff, though we get pretty good low speed abilities, and she still goes pretty quick.
And we're going in and out of a 2,500 foot strip. I'm trying to go in and out of there light, but have no problem. 78 knots on final when we're light. Use 80 when we're a little heavier.
For Hotel Tango.
That's a real good buffer for an actual stall speed. That's down in the upper 60s really.
But part of that's because of the vortex generators. Yeah. So without them,
and it still has plenty of control authority even at that speed. It doesn't feel like the Seneca at the same approach speed. Felt like once you got just a little bit slow, it's like you hit a wall all of a sudden. You had to really get power to get your airspeed back, whereas this doesn't feel like it does that.
So obviously because it's bigger than Seneca, though, it handles turbulence better and all that stuff. But
higher wing loading. And we're almost always at gross weight, so that's helps the ride and the turbulence too.
And the way we've got her outfitted with the big fuel tanks, we can carry lots of fuel and go really far, or on a day like today, we have lots of options if we need to deviate for weather. So that's a good plus.
Did you show what we're carrying today? Get ready to smile, Scott.
So today, we actually have we don't have a lot of equipment with us. We've got a big valve that we're going to do some training with. And we've got one of our service technicians with us, and so as equipment-wise, we're pretty light today. We do have some demo stuff in the back, but
that's 235-pound valve. We're not going to say how much Scott weighs, and then we got less than 100 pounds of stuff in the back.
Yeah.
Tools and equipment that we're going to need for the 2 different stops.
So that's the other nice thing about this plane. It does handle the weight very well, and it has a large weight capacity.
And we have a lot of volume for storage. So in the wing lockers, we have our bags.
1 Hotel Tango, turn right.
And then this airplane is almost always forward CG, so I only put the light stuff in the nose. But over the weekend, I had some bicycle tires in the front. I put the bikes in the back, and had the tires will fit in the front real good, so that's nice.
And with the big door, you can get lots of stuff in because it's got a pretty good stairway door, and then it's got a side cargo door that opens up on this model. Some of them have a pilot entry, but this plane does not have the pilot entry, and
I think it's a good thing.
Most people, unless you're chartering with these things, no one wants to use that.
My dad had one years ago, and it leaked all the time. I think he finally had to RTV it. Keep from water from pouring in.
Well, I mean, it sure looks like we're out of the weather. Our ADS-B weather coming in, showing that we may get a little bit more right when we get to our destination if that moves up, but we've been kind of watching it. It's falling apart a little bit. We definitely finally have lost some of our headwind. No longer 23 knots, it's only 13. That's pretty good.
I think we're going to be okay with that.
I think that if you watch it, it's kind of falling apart. So.
290 Hotel Tango.
Now another thing is, this guy's equipped with the 4-blade props, because this is a Pantherized Navajo. So you get the bigger motors, and you get the 4 blades with the Q-tips. No, a lot of people think you prop strike when you look at them sometimes, but they're purposely bent over. And that's supposed to help with the noise, which this plane's a fairly quiet plane, especially when you put some noise-canceling headphones on like we've got. It's really quiet.
Even without these, you can communicate without yelling or anything.
And we've got a good mix of oldish and newest technology up here. Radar's original.
Well, this display's been upgraded at some point.
True. I guess it's a little fancier, but
I think about 15 years ago or so that was upgraded to the color display, or a nicer LCD instead of tube.
Another thing we like about this plane over the Seneca or even lots of other planes is maneuvering speed. You're almost always within maneuvering speed, unless you're in a steep descent, really.
Maneuvering speed's 154. We're at 158 true right now, or indicated right now.
So you're just slightly above it, and then gear extension speed is, what is that? That's
152 knots is when we can throw them out.
But you're darn near almost at your gear extension speed too.
And then the first notch, I think, is like 155 knots, something like that. So we're right there too for the first 15 degrees of flaps.
According to that, it says, am I reading that right? 158?
There you go.
So it's actually a little bit higher than the gear. So, you know, when you basically come out of a descent, you can pull up a little bit and you're ready to lower the gears and stuff like that. So that makes it kind of nice to be able to do that kind of stuff with this plane. Like I said, it's kind of like flying in a big Suburban.
Basically what it is, Suburban with wings.
The only thing is, she likes to suck fuel.
There's no getting around that unless we start Lena Peak, which we may explore in the future. 165 hours on these motors, probably about time to talk about it. Got GAMI injectors, and we have the JPI 760, so we should be able to do it. And it's in the manual about doing it too.
But right now, our engine builder, who provides a very nice warranty on these motors,
3-year unlimited hour,
is telling us how to run it, and we're running it that way. Though there have been talks, since we fly a little bit more than the average customer that they're used to, so they want to explore different things. So as long as they're happy, we'll try it. And of course, the gas tanks would like it a lot better if we did burn 21. We've heard some people get around 18 aside.
Lena Peak. We're also always at 65% power at 31 inches, 2200 RPM.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We can change power settings a little bit.
That usually gets us about 180 knots true at 10,000, maybe a little more depending on our weight. And down here at 6, we're showing 176 right now. 178.
And the autopilot, this thing's a pretty nice autopilot. KFC what? KFC 200?
I think so, or 225. It's got the yaw damper. And then it's interfaced to the GARMIN G600, so we can put our altitude in here. We're doing GPS steering now. When we arm it, it'll level us off automatically at whatever altitude we selected. And then these are WAAS capable, so we can do LPV approaches with the glide slope coupled into the autopilot.
And you can take your up and down. Basically, you just dial in how much, how fast or how slow you want to go up or down, and
we have to manually tell it vertical speed.
Yeah, you can't pre-program the vertical speed, but you can basically just about every click's about 50 feet per minute or so. So, oh, it's a pretty nice bird to fly and ride in.
It's warming up, 48 now.
Which is surprising. I thought it was supposed to cool down, but
it's going to do it at some point. Headwind's down to 8 knots, so we're definitely going faster now.
Yeah. Of course, we're lower, so we have a lower true airspeed.
Still going 193 mile an hour.
Yeah. It's been a pretty quiet day, though. Of course, as you all saw, there was a lot of weather down here in the southeast, so not a lot of people flying, but with the right equipment, you're able to pick around through it. Controllers helped a lot, so it's been nice. We appreciate them.